Hello, hello. Welcome to the Awful and Awesome Entertainment Wrap. My name is Abbas.
And I'm Nanika.
And when the guards are away, the inmates will play. So the inmates are back after a long, long time.
I feel like we can't call ourselves inmates anymore. Like now it's not topical. Now you have to come up with something new of us.
नहीं हम वो हैं जो उम्र कैद नहीं काट रहे हैं. So like we are the ever present inmates.
We are we've made some we're cultural criminals, which is why we're here as cultural
Ooh, I like
prisoners.
that. I like that.
Discuss
Cultural criminals. Not cultural critics. We are cultural criminals.
for sure. I mean,
But
given
on
my
this,
vitriol for MCU without watching it, I feel like I do
array,
qualify for a
of course,
criminal.
yeah. I wanted to spring this on you as a surprise that along with the list of things that we have, which is we're going to be talking about two and a half films. One of the films we both just dabbled into, and two of them we watched completely. The first one is Phir Aayi Haseen Dilruba, which is a
Yes.
Netflix original, which is a sequel to 2021's Haseen Dilruba. We're going to be talking about the newest M. Night Shyamalan film Trap, which has been making quite a lot of buzz online. The half film we're going to be talking about is another sequel, which is called Indian 2, which is a sequel to Kamal Hassan's stupendous 90s blockbuster called Indian. And we'll be talking about a song that has been on everybody's Instagram feed. This song is actually bringing international acclaim to Indian hip hop,
Yes.
which is Big Dogs by Hanuman Kind. But Nanika, since I have you after a really long time, and unless you don't consider Indian 2 as a superhero film, we haven't spoken about a
Hmm.
superhero film in a really long time.
We
So
really
tell
haven't.
me your honest opinions about Deadpool and Wolverine, because I'm sure you've seen it by now.
Sunny Kaushal plays the world's weirdest psychopath in this. And I don't think he's a bad actor, which is, I was just like, I just feel like if Sunny Kaushal was like with a better director, I feel like he would have done a better job of it. I don't think he's like a talentless hack or anything, but I was just like, this is a really weird character you're playing where the notes are just oscillating. Like sometimes he's just impassioned as hell, sometimes he just doesn't care. He has that wooden, psychopathic, no expressionless sort of look on his face that didn't make any sense to me. Yeah, I mean, I think Tapsi Pannu does a decent job. She is pretty interesting to watch on screen. She has an interesting presence, and Vikrant Massey has been doing well for himself for years and years at this point. But yeah, I mean, I think the second movie mildly convoluted plot, I will say. Jimmy Shergill looked good as always, even though his character I didn't understand fully. But I feel like Jimmy Shergill's been good on screen for years and years altogether. So yeah,
Yeah.
props to that. I mean, probably my favorite performer in the entire film was just his like quiet menacing character, made for a decent quote unquote villain. So yeah. What
Hmm.
about you? You tell
Okay.
me. Compared movie number
Wow.
1 and 2.
Yeah, so my opinion is actually the exact opposite of yours.
But I did like I felt like that pulp fiction angle was kind of cute. Did you read any pulp fiction, like pulp crime fiction, the kind that is found on the railway
Uh,
station?
so I've done the elitist thing of reading English translations of them.
Okay.
So I'll give two recommendations. There's a publication house called Blaft, BLAFT.
Okay.
They have come out with three anthologies called the Blaft Anthology of Tamil Pulp Fiction. And
Ah.
those stories are fantastic. It has everything: Punarjanam, murder mystery, woman taking revenge. There's a bit of an element in this film also of animals coming after people who have done bad things, all of that. So there are three volumes of that. The covers of these Blaft volumes are also fantastic because it's like a woman wearing like a very salacious sari holding a gun in her
That
hand,
is
all
exactly the
of that
pulp
kind of
fiction
stuff.
art style that, this particular Haseen Dilruba was
Yeah.
going for. In fact, I kind of like Tapsi's styling as well. Like, she's always wearing her cute little saris and everything. She's supposed to look like
Yeah.
the quintessential, like, evil femme fatale. And I
Yeah.
felt like she really has, like, I feel like if directed maybe even slightly better, she would have been able to translate it better onto the screen.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, yeah, I will not judge it. When I saw her, I also wanted to wear those, like skimpy little saris, but unfortunately that is impossible. But yeah, I
Netflix,
thought,
if you're listening, I think we have a casting crew
yeah,
here.
you could cast me.
Yeah.
I'll make a great like vamp.
All right. So before we move on, I'd like to tell you all about the NL Sena project, which is about Gaza, or which is rather called Gaza 1 year later, Dispatches from Ground Zero. Award-winning journalist Srinivasan Jain will travel to Gaza alongside News Laundry's Aryan Mehta for an exclusive mini-series that examines the multiple dimensions of the Israel-Gaza war. This is one of the biggest stories of our time, and we need you to help power our coverage. Log on to newslaundry.com, go to NL Sena, and make a contribution of your choice. Like I mentioned, it's a very important story of our time. So please contribute so that these amazing journalists can bring you dispatches from ground zero.
Early minutes of the Hamas invasion at the site of a music festival where nearly 260 people were killed.
Israel's response has been swift. Thousands of airstrikes.
It will soon be a year since Hamas's October 7th attack, triggering the Israel-Gaza war, the worst the region has witnessed in decades.
Israel will fight until we destroy Hamas's military capabilities. That's what total victory means, and we will settle for nothing less.
The conflict has extended beyond the battlefront. Its ripples felt across the world, making it the story of our time.
Ismail Haniyeh has been killed in Iran.
President Biden will meet with his national security team as fears rise over an Iranian attack.
Yet, the Indian mainstream media has scarcely reported on the story. I will travel to Ground Zero to bring you the reality of the war and to cut through the conflicting narratives surrounding it. But we can't do this without your support. Support this News Laundry News Minute project by contributing to Gaza 1 year later. Go to newslaundry.com/Sena and help us examine the multiple dimensions of one of the biggest stories of our time.
Okay, before we move on to our next topic of discussion, wait a minute. We need to talk about Hanuman Kite song called Big Dogs. Nanika, so between the two of us, you're clearly the more of a hip hop expert here.
That is that's I'm surprised how would you come to that conclusion, but okay.
Because you have opinions about Kendrick and Drake, especially Drake.
Well, I just have opinions about Drake because I hate him. No other involvement there, but no.
But
go ahead.
let me set this up. So this song is all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
I first witnessed it because of the music video, which has been shot inside a Maut Ka Kuan.
Yes, he's
And
in a car. He's in a
then-
Maruti 800 that is traversing the walls of this.
That is
little-
going a wall
yeah.
wall of death or well of death,
Well
rather,
of Death,
which
yeah.
it is called. So that's my first exposure. But then I saw this everybody sharing this song, and then I realized that this is actually on the Billboard Hot 100
Yes, it's like number
chart. It's
40
on
or
number
something.
57, I
Oh,
think.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, maybe it's gone up. Then you had really big YouTubers reacting to this song. People who react to hip hop and are like hip hop music critics. They were talking about it. And then I saw that this song is actually outstreaming Kendrick Lamar's new song. So it's really, really great for Indian hip hop to be reaching these heights. I have an unpopular opinion.
Go ahead. We love an unpopular opinion.
News Laundry has an excellent piece by Nidhi Suresh. It is a detailed account of sexual harassment case that rocked the entire Kerala film industry. It's a paywall story, so you need to subscribe in order to read it. So do read it. It's thoroughly reported, and remember, do pay to keep news free. I think because we are talking about films and film industries, I think this is a story that made quite a bit of waves in the Kerala film industry. So do read this piece. It's out there on the News Laundry website behind the paywall. All right. So Trap is the newest film directed by M. Night Shyamalan of the Sixth Sense fame back when I was a child and Nanika was probably not born.
That is not
this-
true. Come on. When did Sixth Sense come out?
Sixth Sense came out in 1995 or 96. I'm not sure. I
What?
think so. Yeah.
What? Oh my!
99? Sorry.
I
our
thought
producer
it's
just
like a
corrected us.
2000s release. Oh my god.
Nope.
That's
All right, so
coincidentally
Trap-
also the only other Shyamalan movie I think I've watched. So
Which
wow.
one?
Sixth Sense.
Okay. No, I have seen quite a few. I'll tell you about my relationship with
M.
Shyamalan,
Night
but a
Shyamalan.
little bit about Trap. This film stars Josh Hartnett as a serial killer evading a police blockade while attending a concert with his daughter. It's a very bare bones structure of the film.
Yes.
But Nanika and me both caught this film in theaters. And so, Nanika, my relationship with M. Night Shyamalan is that when The Sixth Sense came out, he was immediately labeled as the next Steven Spielberg, which I think worked against his favor because Sixth Sense was such a huge hit. So he had this run of 3 films, The Sixth Sense, The Village, and Signs, which were all high concept science fiction horror films, which worked really well. And after that, every Shyamalan film I think has been, there's an inside joke in the film, which is very, very like you have to be really nerdy to get it.
Okay.
So to sort of compare or rather visualize the mother character of Josh Hartnett's, they give the police chief a very similar look. It's this old
she's a very
woman
maternal
who's giving
woman.
instructions. Yes. So the actor who plays that role is the actress who I think back in the 60s or 70s, Disney used to have a show called The Parent Trap.
Okay.
Which was then remade in the 90s with Lindsay Lohan. But in the original, she was in the show called The Parent Trap. And in the film, she's playing a cop who has to trap a parent.
Okay.
So it was M. Night Shyamalan's little inside joke for people who will get it.
Okay.
That-
You know
That's what
what?
she-
I'm kind of
she
warming up
literally
to
has-
this Shyamalan guy. Apparently, the M is Manoj when I saw his Wikipedia.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cute.
Do you know there's a joke in the film Rangila where Gulshan Grover plays this hyperactive film director and he calls himself Manoj De Shyamalan. So very quickly I'll say these things, okay? From whatever the film I saw, Indian, this character played by Kamal Hassan, who knows some weird sort of martial art where he can just touch people and their entire nervous system collapse. But in the 90 minutes that I saw the film, Indian takes on 3 main villains, and there are more to come. I've not seen the full film. The first villain is on a yacht, and he's around, played by Gulshan. He's around half naked women, and he's abroad, and he's done a lot of corruption and taken a lot of money.
But
and
you know
he-
it's a
he-
thinly veiled reference at Vijay Mallya.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying he's known for making calendars and drinking alcohol and having a good time. He's known as, if you may call him, the king of good times.
Ah.
And then Indian paralyzes him and makes him act like a woman for some
forced
reason. I don't know why.
feminization. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, thanks for the kink reveal.
Okay. Now, the second thing, Ananika, you did not reach this part because I know you've only seen half an hour of
Yes.
it. He later on then moves to Gujarat, where he takes on a businessman. All right. So for our free listeners, free watchers, is that a thing? I don't know. For all of you who've watched us so far, this is all you're going to get for free. If you want to watch or listen to the rest of this episode, it will be behind the paywall on the News Laundry website, and you can listen to us there. So do pay to keep news free and listen to full episodes of Awful and Awesome.
Bye-bye.
Journalism at News Laundry is powered by the public, because when the public pays, the public is served. Visit newslaundry.com/subscription and pick a payment plan of your choice. Pay to keep news free and independent. Your future, and indeed the future of democracy, depends on it.